is Season 3, Episode 10 of The Tree of Geek. I'm your host, Josh, joined as always with Michael.
Hello.
And today, we will be looking at the state of the universe. Universes. Not Union, not State of the Union, no. We're looking at the state.
You mean X2, State of the Union with Ice Cube?
That was a horrible movie. No, we are looking at the state of the MCU and the DCU. That's right, this is not fantasy. This isn't sci-fi, this is speculation. We are looking at the current status, from our point of view, of Marvel and DC, what we think of what's happened so far, as well as where we think they're going, maybe some predictions, maybe some...
We're looking at the health monitors here. We want to know, is the blood still flowing? Are they still killing it? I mean, we get a lot of, firing on all cylinders, a little wrestling term there, or... Yeah, what do we got going on here?
Is it
going in the right direction or not?
Yeah, is Marvel finally dying down, and is DC getting ready to explode?
Well, because we got a lot of properties coming up here. A lot of stuff is out right now, that hopefully, we'll give our opinions on if we think it'll wash away what's come before.
But before we get going, Michael, what is new in your world?
Oh, man, a lot of things. I got a lot to cover here, so I hope everybody's ready for a 45-minute long What's New in My Geek World.
It's all right. That'll leave 10 minutes for discussion.
Well, that's fine. We'll just talk about the new Superman movie, I guess. All right, I'll get to it. Let's go with The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon. Just watched the first episode, and it was surprisingly a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We were kind of bored, need something to watch, threw it on. I am willing to watch a couple more episodes and see where it goes. White Lotus, I'm not sure if it's really a geeky thing, but there's some crazy shit in that show. Walton Goggins is in it, so I'm talking about it. I'm not going to spoil anything about anything that happens. I'm just saying, for all you people that all season were like, oh, this is the worst season, it's boring, blah, blah, blah. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I was always looking forward to the next episode. And I think if you didn't watch it yet, you should. And if you did and hated it, give it a second shot. Doctor Who Season 2 and Last of Us Season 2 drops in a couple days, our time. I'm definitely looking forward to some new Doctor Who. I know there's been a lot of controversies behind the scenes. It's canceled, it's not canceled, blah, 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 whatever. I'm looking forward to it. Last of Us, some people have viewed it already. Some of them really special pre-screeners are saying that Pedro Pascal's, his acting, this is the best work he's ever done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw that once or twice. So maybe, is it? We'll see. Happy Death Day 3. Maybe the second one wasn't as good as the first one. It was still a fun ride, but they've decided they're doing another one. They've greenlit this. So I don't know if any horror fans out there like Happy Death Day. It's a unique premise. Have you ever seen them, Josh?
No, I haven't.
It's wild. This lady gets murdered, then wakes up, and she's in this campus, and then she's trying to figure out who's murdered, but she keeps, like Groundhog's Day, but she keeps getting murdered over and over and over, and she's trying to figure out who the murderer is. Oh. And then somehow there's a part 2 to that as well, where it happens to her again. Yeah. Daredevil is currently on. I'm digging Daredevil. We'll get more into that a little bit later. But there's a guy in there from an episode where there's some robbery stuff going on. I just read that he's going to, I guess this has been around for a while. I don't know how I missed this headline, but he's going to play Dr. Roger Corby from the original series. He's going to play that in that Strange New Worlds, which is awesome. More Star Trek news. Nichelle Nichols, she's got a space camp. She passed away not long ago. She has a space camp coming out in 2026. I remember as a kid, I always wanted to go to space camp. I mean, I didn't know much about science. I knew I loved Star Trek, and I wanted to be on a rocket ship.
You'd learn more.
Yeah. And more Star Trek news. There's even more. Tatiana Maslany, I don't know if you guys saw this. She's going to be in the new Star Trek Academy show.
Reminder, who's that?
That is She-Hulk.
Ooh.
And that show about all the clones that was really cool, where she had all the sister clone people. I can't remember what that show was called at the moment. Maybe I should do my research. I don't know. More Star Trek news. They're doing a con pod, what do you call it when there's just like a book that's being recorded and they're just
audiobook?
Yeah, it's not an audiobook though. It's like an audio series.
Okay, sure.
More Star Trek news. They're doing a con audio series for fans of Lost. Naveen Andrews, who played Saeed, is doing the voice of Khan Noonan Singh. So that's going to be cool. And we got to need some laughs in here because we're not that funny. But if you guys really want to laugh, I think it's on Amazon. I could be wrong. Last Comic Laughing. Bunch of British comics get stuck in a room for 6 hours and they have to make each other laugh until they're all eliminated. and there's only one comic standing, and it is pure comedy fucking gold.
I want to see this.
It is. It's funny. It's some good stuff. If you ever watched Ricky Gervais's show about life and him losing his wife and things, there's a mailman on there that I always thought was really funny. He's one of the comics that's on this show. He was the only one I recognized, and I was like, man.
Well, I always like Ricky Gervais.
Oh, he's funny as hell. And sometimes his comedy can go to some dark places that I just kind of skip forward, but
He's definitely
overall,
I
like it.
He's definitely more of a dry humor type person, where you either like him or you just don't.
Yeah, I like him and Bill Burr and people like that. They're just they just say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
and they usually make sense. But what about you? What is going on in your world? Man, was that 45 minutes? I don't know.
No, it was close to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, in my world, we're gonna go ahead and start with something I just read today, which is apparently old news. You read it yesterday. Science.
Well, I just find it funny that you send me trailers and you send me like all. I'm like, dude, like I don't live under a rock. Like I know what's happening in the world, but I'm like, I do appreciate it. You reach out because John does live in a cave somewhere, so
that is true. No, science has made an incredible advancement. I can't remember what the actual company was called now.
They are in a secret location.
They are. They are. So they have been able to successfully clone and de-extinctify, I think that was the term I read, the dire wolf. That's right. The cow-sized wolf from Game of Thrones was a very real creature long, long ago. I think they're trying to say 13,000 years ago. I mean, obviously, depending on your beliefs, that could go either way, but regardless, there's plenty of proof that this creature really did exist at one time. Now, the thing is, everything I read, they're saying that the problem has been every fossil or every intact skull, whatever they find, is usually in tar pits. The heat, the humidity, the heat of being in tar, it basically burns away any usable DNA.
So where did they get DNA from this time?
Apparently, they found one that had an intact, to my understanding, I could be wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, an intact tooth, and they were able to pull actual DNA from the tooth to resequence the gene sequence, and then they're using gray wolf DNA to fill the gaps.
Because the gray wolf is 99.73% of a match.
They said it's basically the exact same creature, but smaller. What they're trying to do is revert it back to its, cow-size form. And they've succeeded. There's a picture of a guy holding, it was like a couple-month-old puppy.
And it was Romulus and Remus.
Yeah, I know. Come on. That's like naming an AI Skynet. Why would you even do that? We all know, anyways.
Judgment Day is coming. It's inevitable.
Now, this is 2025. They're saying that same company, I think it was something Colossus, now that I think about the name, but they're saying by 2028, they want to have de-extinctified a woolly mammoth.
Well, they already got woolly mice, so, I mean...
They do. One
step closer.
So
one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to...
I think we all know how excited I am at the idea of Jurassic Park. I don't care if I get eaten.
Have you seen the memes, though?
I don't care if I get eaten. I want to go to Jurassic Park.
Where you have Jeff Goldblum's like, oh, yes, how it all starts.
Yes.
And then there's running and people dying.
Yeah, but I saw the exact same memes when ChatGPT came out of...
John Connor chilling right now.
Like looking pissed. Really, guys? So moving forward into a little bit more science, but not science at all. The Tron Ares trailer has dropped. The only reason I say science is because it looks fancy. I don't know how I feel. The trailer, it opens up with light bikes in the real world. They cut a police car in half.
Don't tell me the rest of the trailer. That's where I stopped. I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay, all right.
And then you see Jeff Goldblum. No.
One thing on this channel you will never see, even if we do video, is trailer reactions. And if we do it, it'll be Josh doing it himself because I'm not doing trailer reactions.
Movie reactions, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I watched through it. You do eventually get to see Jared Leto briefly. It's mostly his eyes. I mean, I hope this works out for you, man. We know the last 30 movies you've been in haven't, but after Tron Legacy, it was a good movie, but it wasn't an amazing movie in my opinion, so I'm very on the edge about this.
The last good movie he was in was with Matthew McConaughey about the AIDS and the medication and stuff. I don't remember the name of that movie. It was really good, but that's the last thing I saw him in.
All I know is this is not a movie I'm going to go to theaters for. I will wait until I can watch it streaming or whatever. Either. But a movie I've been tempted to go to theaters for, weirdly enough, is the new Minecraft movie.
Our buddy John says it's good.
John, he took his kids. Actually, I don't even know if his kids went. I think he went.
Natalie said they were all going on a family trip.
To be fair, they watched our dogs the other day when we went away for the weekend. And when I
I got a funny story about that.
When I got back, Natalie was sitting on the couch playing Minecraft. There was no kids in sight.
So when John messaged you and said, hey, just so you know, the girls, because I didn't know you left town. I had no fucking idea. You know, I'm not in your circle of friends. So like when you're...
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, the girls are on the couch doing just fine. I was like, oh, shit. And Emily and I were talking, and she's like, I wonder what the Snyders are doing. I was like, well, they're fucking on ginger duty. She's like, what? I was like, well, John said the girls were on the couch watching TV. And then she's like talking to Natalie, and now he's like, we're watching the dogs. But I said, no. And I had her take my phone to read the messages, and she's like, it does sound like he was talking about human beings.
Now that I think about the way he said that, it definitely sounds...
He didn't say, hey, the dogs are laying on the couch. He said, the girls are sitting here. You got 3 girls. Like, I'm thinking they're watching TV. Like,
he was probably referring to, because there was his dog and our dogs, all of which are female, chilling on the couch. But yeah, that's actually really funny. But apparently Minecraft is doing incredibly well. It cost about $150 million to make, which for a CGI movie like that is kind of impressive by itself. I mean, normally those types of movies are pretty hefty.
Well, maybe they didn't slave drive these animators.
Well, that's true. So in the opening weekend alone, that $150 million movie brought in $163 million domestic, $150.7 million international, totaling $313.7 in a weekend. They doubled their money in like 3 days.
You said it previously. You said that it beat the best. So what was it? Sonic or Mario? Which one was the top one before this? Do you remember?
I don't remember which one it said. They were both on that list. They were really high up. I want to say it was Mario, but it said that it took the #1 spot for the highest grossing movie based on a video game to date. I mean, I don't know how they beat Warcraft.
I don't know how it beat Double Dragon.
Oh, yeah, okay. Street Fighter.
Well, look, you're on TV. Wait, change the channel.
And for perspective, at the time of recording, so April 8th, it beat Snow White out. Snow White cost, what we say, like $250 to $270 or something. A
lot.
Like that.
Plus all the other shit that went with it.
It's been out for, what, a week and a half?
Like 2 weeks or something, I thought.
All right, let's just go 2 weeks.
Well, because Jason Statham's movie the other week beat it.
Yeah, okay, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It has grossed worldwide $168.6 million. So in 3 days, the Minecraft movie like completely curb stomped what Disney thought would be its massive moneymaker.
Well, because of the Snow White stumbles, they've now put other live action ones on pause. They were going to do Tangled.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, hold up here.
Well, I did see that Rachel Zegler that played Snow White. I guess she's been... Well, I saw one thing saying she had a full breakdown on social media, and I saw another thing saying that she's like hardcore walking backwards on some of the things she said. Other things I'm reading are saying that she's defending what she said. So
I don't think... I'll put my stance right here. I don't think she said anything that was too controversial for people to have their panties in a twist. I think people need to just calm down. They hear one little snippet from a celebrity or whoever it is, and they're like, oh my God! Well, and they run with it, okay?
To be fair, though, if you look her up, you can find like a dozen snippets of her basically bashing the original, but that's her opinion.
It is her opinion. I don't think she was bashing it that bad. I think she was just talking about the times, whatever. I'm not saying that everything she said was right, and I'm not saying everything she said was wrong, but I'm just saying don't believe or just follow the first headline you see on social media.
You know what I'm sick of, though?
You went to Duke University. I said it.
Sick of the... Wow. I'm sick of the let's get somebody canceled for something that they said online. That's their opinion. It's just... I'm sick of it. We've seen so many actors completely lose their career because somebody dug up a tweet from like 20 years ago. Yeah.
And it's not like you're condoning the horrible thing they said. It's just like I put myself in a position where I say some stupid shit
people
on the
up.
Daily. Okay. Face to face. I didn't type it up somewhere. I said something stupid to somebody and went, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Well, but you own up to it and then you move on to the next episode. Like you got to keep going.
That's what I mean. People grow up. And that Rachel Zegler's in her early 20s. Maybe in 10 years, she'll look back and be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or maybe she won't. I'm not defending her. I'm not
the same thing
attacking
happened
her.
with.
I'm just saying.
The same thing happened with the Captain Marvel lady, Brie Larson. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said something about men and misogyny or something, and then it was like, oh my god. Our other friend Josh Man was going on for weeks about the one sentence she said. Like, he just would not give it up. I'm like, dude. Well, she's like, oh, you're not going to go see it, are you? And I was like, yeah, aren't you? And he goes, no, I'm not into movies where women just bash men. And I was like, that's not what the fuck she said, you dumbass.
Wow. Well, that's just like the guy who played, Elastic Man or whatever on the Flash TV show. He made one tweet literally like 10 years ago that was, honestly, it was in bad taste. That was 10 years ago. He was probably immature. He could have been drunk. Who knows? He even came out and said, like, yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Too late. His career is completely, like, firebombed.
All I want to say, and we'll drop this subject.
Yes.
Is Armie Hammer has a movie coming out. Okay? And he that whole cannibalism thing, whatever. And also Jonathan Majors has a movie coming out. So, you know what? I'm going to check them both out because... why not? If I still watch fucking Mission Impossible Tom Cruise movies and everybody knows how we feel about Tom Cruise, then, just get over it.
Yeah.
Okay? I guarantee you that the person, your neighbor or the person you run into in the grocery store is probably a lot worse than the one snippet you heard on the internet, the E-News or Pat McAfee or somebody said.
Unless.
And made trending.
Unless you're Ezra Miller. That guy.
That
guy's just.
I wasn't there when some of those things happened, but if they are true, I hope he's seeking help.
Yeah, seriously.
And find some path
and
of peace.
Some acting classes, because I don't like his acting at all. Like, I don't care about the person. I just don't like his acting. But regardless, I have one last thing on my new and geek.
That's the word of the episode. Regardless.
Irregardlessly. Ori. The one that I decided, it was first on my list, but I kept it till last because I'm most excited about it, is, ladies and gentlemen, I finally bit the bullet, and I did what Michael has been telling me to do for a very long time now, and
all I heard was, I was right.
I didn't say those words. I watched season 1 of The Wheel of Time. I also, like I've said before, he got me to read Book 0, which is the prequel written by the son of the original author.
No, it's not the son of the original author.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, he was the guy that was handpicked by Jordan and his wife to continue the series.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called The New Spring. Yeah, New Spring. That's the name of the book.
Okay. And I'm partway into the book 1, but I decided to give it a shot, and I watched all of season 1.
Brandon Sanderson.
I think, it is Brandon Sanderson. I think I read all of watched season 1 in like 5 days. It's only 8 episodes. But they're an hour apiece, and I don't have that much free time. But holy crap, I am like madly in love with this world now. It has incredible lore. It has so much history, so much information behind it. I had no idea that I was going to care about it this much. And then I found out that there's, 14 books?
Something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
So you might hear me rant about it again once I finish like a book or finish season 2 or catch up on season 3, or hey, you never know, there might be an episode already in the pipe.
So I was completely Robert Jordan actually did he did do the prequel himself.
Okay.
So he must have wrote it before he passed.
Okay.
Yeah. So did everybody who just like freaked out right now, that's stupid. Like, okay, I made a mistake. I just Googled it because I was looking up in my books and I was like, well, Robert Jordan's name is on the book.
Our follower account just went down by 7.
Oh, yeah. So I apologize for my mistake. See, I just got cancel me in 10 years.
All right, I'm going to mute you. All right, but that is all I've really got. Wheel of Time. If you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. We were talking about this off mic. It is like the perfect mixture of Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's got sexiness and it's got violence, but it's not gratuitous.
Yeah, it's not over the top on any platform.
And it's got some eloquent fantasy to it.
I was gonna say, except maybe lore. Like, it's so rich in the lore. Like, I found myself going down this Wikipedia hole, and I had to stop because I read a few things I didn't want to read.
Oh, you start looking up the Aes Sedai and everything, you will find out what happens.
I shouldn't have.
I kind of already know what happens, but I'm still going to watch it anyway.
I don't. But I learned something about another character that I didn't want to know yet. We'll just leave it at that. No, it's fine.
Maybe it's different in the show.
Well, I found out by the end of the first season, or at least I have my suspicions about Perrin.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, okay. All right. All of that being said,
Wow, that was 45 minutes.
thank you for tuning in, guys. All right. So we're going to look at the MCU and the DCU, not DCEU.
No.
That's over. We're looking at James Gunn's DCU. Where are we as of right now? What is the state of these universes, and where do you think we're going? Do you want to go and just start us off?
Yeah, so I figured we would just quickly go through the stuff that's just the stuff from last year, the stuff that's been out, and then we'll traverse into the thing. So I'll just run down a couple things that are out, just so everybody knows the things that are out. Maybe you didn't realize all these properties or all this part of the property was out. If anything sticks out to you, Josh, you jump in there like, oh, that was good, that sucked, whatever.
Yeah.
So far for Marvel, we've had Echo TV show, Madam Web, Deadpool and Wolverine, Agatha All Along, What If Season 3. And then for DC, we've had the Superman Christopher Reeves story movie, which really, I guess, isn't a lore, but it's on my list here. The Penguin TV series, Superman and Lois Season 4, Creature Commandos, and Joker of Holly Dew. So those ones are kind of like the 2024. So like some of the DC stuff, only Creature Commandos really has anything to do. Now we did get Peacemaker. I didn't list on here, but I think that was 2023.
Yeah.
So just out of there.
It might have been 22.
It might have been. It has been admitted. But I wanted to include because they just dropped the trailer for season 2, which I'm not watching. I just saw that there's a trailer.
Okay. Yeah,
it came out, I think, yesterday or the day before. But so looking at this, you see that the MCU has stuff that is still leading into what they got coming out. Whereas DC, all we really have to lean on is Peacemaker, which is half canon. And we have Creature Commandos, which is a cartoon, which those people are going to reprise their stuff into live action. We got Marvel bringing back Daredevil. Venom Last Dance came out, and Captain America Brave New World is the most recent one. So let's start with Marvel here first, because it seems like that's the biggest chunk. Of what have you seen most of what I listed there for Marvel? And if you have, how did you feel about what's been out in the last year-ish? And do you think that Marvel is, because you did see Captain America, so
yes,
from like Echo to Captain America, how do you feel Marvel is doing? I mean, because we just heard all the Avengers Doomsday news and all that stuff that's been blowing up the internet.
So
where do you think they're at?
Well, I didn't watch Echo.
Okay.
I meant to.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
I just never got around to it. It's not a character that I've ever known much about. The only reason I really knew anything about her was from the Hawkeye series. It's a character that she never popped up in the comics I've read, and if she did, it was such a minor character I didn't pay attention.
I didn't read a lot of Hawkeye comics and stuff.
Me either.
And
right.
Daredevil, I don't know
but I'm
much about her.
Pretty sure from what you just read, I've seen all of everything else.
You saw Madam Web. Well, I mean, Madam Web doesn't count. It's a Sony thing. Deadpool and Wolverine, that one counts, right? That was some good stuff. I think that helps open the door or open the doorway farther for the multiverse anyway.
I said this forever ago. Madam Web had incredible potential. It just Sony didn't execute it right at all.
After we eventually get forced to watch Snow White, I want to know which is better. Well, Agatha. I mean, the good thing about all these Marvel stuff is it is leading. Like, it's all connected. I guess is what I should say. Even connects to Loki and a lot of stuff before. There's a lot of connective tissue there. Do you think the connective tissue is helping? Because you got to look at the negative there. I mean, we'll even go back as far as Ant-Man and Quantum Mania and how that, unfortunately, isn't going where we thought it was. Do you think Marvel's heading in the right direction with all these things? Do you think the connective tissue is good, or do you think they should kind of cut ties somewhere? Or you said off mic a couple months ago about a soft reboot. So what are your thoughts on it now?
I think Marvel has gone too wide. And by that, I mean, look
too much of a library to catch up on?
Yeah. I mean, okay, look at the original 30 even movies. There were no TV shows. Not really. I don't think there were. I think WandaVision.
Yeah, the Netflix didn't really count.
No, WandaVision came out after. Up to Endgame, there was really no TV shows other than the Netflix ones that aren't canon. Well,
I mean, they're bringing them back. It's just,
you know what I mean.
They're retooling them.
You only had to follow maybe 2 or 3 movies in a year. I mean, there were a few years that had more, don't get me wrong. But you stick around and credit scene, okay, you're linked up for the next one.
Oh, Thor 2 came out. Maybe I should just quick rewatch Thor 1 and to get caught back up.
The hardest thing to keep up on back then was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which ended up doing its own tangent anyways.
Yeah, they said it was included, and then all of a sudden, it's not. Now it's not.
Like season 3, they're like, parallel universe. Okay.
I'd love to see Doomsday, Daisy Ridley, or not Daisy Ridley, I'm sorry,
The girl who plays
her name is Daisy on the show. She was just in the canceled show Dave.
Sky. She played Sky.
Sky, yeah. I'd love to see her show up just to acknowledge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Or bring Coulson back.
Or, I don't know. I disagree. I'm done with Coulson. Bring back the other bad guy who turned into the squid dude. Got taken over by the alien guy.
Oh,
yeah, the turncoat agent. Just like do something like that. You know what I mean? I'd love to see Quake. I think is her name.
Acknowledge it, yeah.
Yeah, like just have her in there as a like way off in the distance beating the shit out of somebody. I think the actress said that she'd do it. I don't know.
Just do some like little like run by and like one of the main characters would be like, who the hell was that?
She's like, I'm looking for Coulson.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But now you've got to follow the movies. You got to follow the TV shows. Oh, wait, these TV shows aren't fully canon. Oh, but these ones are. And I'm referring to like What If. Some stuff that happens in What If, they push it into the shows. Like look at the
Multiverse of Madness,
Doctor Strange episodes. But then other stuff is completely dead-ended that has absolutely nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah, I only watched half of the first episode of season 1 of that. You all know that we have a lot of shows we watch in this household, and there was just one where Emily was like, I don't know about this. And then I just kind of never went back to it. I didn't finish the Secret Invasion TV show either. So, I mean, I didn't even mention that one.
So I thought that was actually a well-done show until like the last 2 episodes. They completely botched the landing. I love, what's her name? Emilia Clarke, is it?
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones. I think she's a great actress.
First of her name. I don't know, probably the 17th of her name, really.
I just don't feel that she was the right fit for that at all. And the CGI was...
This was during the whole... CGI,
it was bad.
Fiasco. We've already covered that.
It was bad. But my point is, I feel like they have they have too many, what do they call it?
Too many strings, too many loose ends.
Too many pokers in the fire, or whatever the term.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. I don't know.
Yeah, like there's
too many students in the classroom.
There's too much going on that you've got to keep track of if you want to stay relevant to the next big thing coming out. Great example is look at Doomsday. If you didn't keep up with all of the stuff since, or even the news, you have no idea that Kang is gone. Or, hey, here's something else. You don't know where Loki is right now.
Well, Jonathan Major says that he sent a message through his agent to talk to Feige, but he says this was like 2 weeks ago. He said, I didn't get a call back yet, but, I would love to rejoin someday in some facet.
I just saw a video. It was like a 5-minute video somebody put up today on YouTube, going on and on about how Jonathan Majors is coming back. He's going to be an underling to Doom.
This is the same guy that probably did the Batman rumor that was completely wrong.
I Googled, I looked, I did my deep searching, and I didn't see a single thing saying he was coming back. Everything said he's not coming back.
Well, he said he got fired. He came out and said, I got fired.
Yeah.
I messed up. I got fired, but I'd love to do it again. I've reached out to Feige. Haven't heard anything back yet. I will say on what you just said there's been so much. I know April Fools, obviously you can't pay attention to the news on April Fool's Day. You'd be stupid. But just a couple days later, I kept seeing rumors about this person's been cast. And I know the stupid memes were the Kool-Aid Man's cast in Doomsday. Just stupid shit. But like the whole, we're not really on DC yet, but there's a couple people for DC. Like, I'm not even sure. We posted a thing about Jor-El and Bradley Cooper. Like, is that 100% true? We don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I said the rumor says, but there's been a lot of really, really hardcore fake news. Like, I found a couple social media sites that are really pushing some fake news. It's really pissing me off. Because I'm a guy...
Like, they're taking it as, oh, this is fact.
Yeah, like Brandon Sklenar. Remember I said, he was from the Yellowstone universe, he should play Wolverine. Well, and he said, during the whole Blake Lively thing, sure, I'd love to play Batman, because she suggested he plays Batman. He's like, I'd love to do it. Well, it was like April 3rd, it was like, oh, he's been officially cast. And it even said at the top, it said James Gunn universe, but I followed James Gunn, I'm looking, and there's nothing. I'm a guy that doesn't just read a headline. If I think something's iffy, I will go do my research.
Yeah.
Which is the smart thing anybody should do on any damn topic.
Yeah.
It's just because on Facebook doesn't mean it's real. Go do some research, okay? I'm done preaching there. And it's irritating because like I'm like, oh, that's exciting. And like I'm thinking here, maybe I should post something about a news, but then I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people that's reposting some shit that's not real out there. So just stop doing it, man. Just say, what, I love to see this person do it. Don't put up a fake news thing over and over and over.
Well, sure, stop. We are a geek-oriented podcast. We are for entertainment purposes only. but we're not going to try and deceive somebody. Like,
Absolutely
we're not going to put something out there that is obviously not real. And a great example is I was reading up until the day the movie dropped that Grant Gustin was going to be in the Flash movie with Ezra Miller.
Yeah, dude, they were pushing that rumor hard.
He was not.
Not that I've seen, unless they cut that part out. But I don't think he was ever in it now.
You see him, but he's just a blur. Yeah.
He wasn't a weird skeletal version of...
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just that stuff it drives me nuts.
Yeah, but let's move on to something a little more positive here. I guess I don't know if it's really positive. We talked about too many books to read before you get there. So we talked about the connective tissue that's out there now. So we have the movies coming out: Thunderbolts. We have the Ironheart TV series, Fantastic Four, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies at some point in October, Wonder Man, and Avengers Doomsday. So I'll just stop at Doomsday for this section here. Even knowing what you know now and the things that have come out and the some are good, some are not good, do you feel that the titles that I just named off, do you think there's any excitement there? And do you think there's any retribution or any avenging or any salvaging of the MCU? Are you going to go see any of these in the theater? Do you give a shit about Eyes of Wakanda? I know I don't. Like, it's animated too, by the way, but I don't know. I guess I'll go first. You're thinking?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to go see Thunderbolts. I'm going to do it. I'm Jones for Thunder. I like all the actors that are in it. Ironheart, I could care less. I just really could. I've never been a huge Iron Man comic book fan, so I'm okay with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man stuff. I'm good with that. I don't need to see another show, though.
Well, and if you remember the CGI for Ironheart in, what was that? The second...
second Wakanda was absolutely horrid.
Yeah, the second Black Panther. It was so bad.
Yeah, what did I say? The second Wakanda?
You did.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, and it's not like there was some good things about it. I know I've bashed that movie. There's a couple stuff that I really like. I mean, Neymar's supposed to be coming back. Who knows? That's the thing. You never know. Like, there's naming off 100 different people who are coming back. You don't know. You don't know until you sit in that theater seat until you see it. And I honestly don't want. I wish they wouldn't give me a list of actors that are coming back. I didn't even know about Alan Cumming. I don't care.
I mean, the 36 chairs with all the names.
I didn't even watch them all, but the fact that it's been out for a while now, like it's force fed to you if you're on social media. Like, it's there. Like, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, I will go see. Eyes of Wakanda, like I said, not really. Marvel Zombies, I didn't read the books. It's a funny concept, I guess, but man.
They did a what if on it as well, but
yeah, the Wonder Man TV show I will watch just because I'm curious. It's I don't know. I've always liked Wonder Man in the comics, his ionic powers and stuff, and it's a weird, lesser known character that I feel they just like Moon Knight. Maybe they could take a little liberty with it, maybe switch some things around.
It'd be like if they did Squadron Supreme all of a sudden. It's a group that you don't know about.
Somebody did this thing. It was all these actors CGI'd with people. I don't know if anybody has listened to our really, really horribly audioed pod where we did a movie. We each did a movie. Well, I had done one on
one.
Yeah. I had said in that pitch, have Alan Ritchson, which we all know is now famous for Reacher. Let's have that guy who was Aquaman at some point. Let's have that guy play Hyperion. Well, somebody did a bunch of CGI'd actors, and sure enough, they had him dressed in the OG costume of Hyperion. I was like, either somebody listened to my pod episode or my idea on that, or they were like, that guy's kind of big and mean looking, and thought the same thing I did. To answer my own question from 20 minutes ago, everybody's talked about washing the taste out of your mouth that you didn't so much care for from before. I think that Fantastic Four is going to help with that. I think Thunderbolts is going to somewhat help with that. As far as the other stuff, I mean, Wonder Man probably won't have much of an impact. Maybe it'll connect to the Daredevil show that's on now. I don't know. But leading up to Doomsday, I think at least Fantastic Four is going to help.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the only two on that list I'm actually Jones to go to a theater to see are going to be Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four. And unfortunately, I feel like the only reason I even feel that way is because Thunderbolts, it's all actors and characters that we've seen already and that we like. I mean, they're doing a reverse Avengers, obviously. It's
reverse Avengers / Suicide Squad type deal or something.
It's characters that you hated but you loved. At the same time.
I loved the concept when the comic book came out. I thought it was an amazing comic.
Oh, yeah, I have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I have a bunch
Citizen
of them.
V?
I wouldn't say grittier than Suicide Squad, but they're definitely grittier than like a normal Dark Avengers type comic. But
right.
And then the Fantastic Four, I wasn't that excited at first because we've had so many failures. But
and we've talked about Pedro.
Yeah, and when I've seen seeing the cast listing, and I always go back to this. Heath Ledger as the Joker, I bashed and made fun of because I thought it was going to be, 10 Things I Hate About You, Heath Ledger, and it turned into, in my opinion, one of the greatest movies ever. At least the greatest portrayals of the Joker. I have to give a chance. Maybe Pedro Pascal's going to pull it off. Hopefully he's not the wife-beating Mr. Fantastic, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like in Ultimate Avengers where Captain America calls him out on that shit.
In Ultimate Avengers, dude, Reed Richards is a dick.
Yeah, well, he was a dick in the 60s comics, too.
Well,
Have you seen Daredevil at all? The new show?
The new one?
Yeah.
Was it Reborn? No, I'm waiting for the entire season to be available before I watch.
I've been keeping up on it. It's pretty good. I think it's just on par with the season 1 of the original.
I've heard really good things about it. I mean,
it's slow moving, but it's still good.
I saw a thing where somebody tweeted to Vincent D'Onofrio, basically saying like, "Oh, you've ruined Kingpin," and he's just like, "Hey, thanks for watching, asshole."
I think that we're gonna get a change in the tide. I think if they're successful now, if these movies don't do well, if critics are like no, and even the audience is like no, then we're gonna have trouble. I don't think Fantastic Four is gonna tank. It doesn't look anything like the earlier versions. And even Julian McMahon shouted out, he's like, hell yeah, the Doctor Doom thing for Robert Downey Jr. So, but
I'm still waiting to see how they're going to play that off. I still think they're going to go the whole adoption route that they did in the comics, where Tony Stark was actually adopted, and that he's not the actual son of Howard Stark. Well, if they go that route, they could easily say that he was adopted by the Latvians and he became Victor Von Doom. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Electric State comes out in our time a couple weeks ago on Netflix, completely bombs. Now, I don't know how you really, I guess, technically bomb on a streaming service, but everybody hated it. I'm still going to watch it, but everybody hated it. They said it sucks. It's a Russo Brothers deal. They're like, we don't know what's going on the Russo Brothers, but this is fucking horrible. Do you think that impacts at all the Doomsday thing? Because I heard Kevin Feige stepped in a little bit closer because of it. Like he wanted
I think the biggest thing there is it's not going to affect their storytelling as far as Doomsday. They are who they are. They just had one bad idea. I think the only reason Kevin Feige had to step in like that was to keep PR up, keep excitement up, keep essentially funding up. Because, Disney can decrease funding if they think, oh, maybe this isn't going to go well. How many movies and shows have they just canceled outright already?
You talk about Marvel?
Yeah. Well, Disney, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you said DC. Maybe you said Disney.
No, sorry, I was saying Disney in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney's stingy about their money. If they don't think something's going to work, they'll yank it.
But they'll dump a ton of money into something that's doomed. We've seen that 100 times as well.
Do you think Captain America is going to harm anything for the future? And do you think Venom's going to show up in the universe?
So I feel like it's reversed. I feel like Thunderbolts is going to revive Captain America fans because of Thaddeus Ross, because of the Red Hulk. He has to show up. It's literally the Thunderbolts. But I feel like that's going to really kind of revitalize Captain America fans to go back and give another look at Brave New World. Whereas Venom, I think they're done with it. I know they left that little tidbit in Spider-Man, but
do you think if Venom shows up, he's going to be a completely different? Because they did just say something about the new. They did give it a title. Like I can't remember what it was now, but Spider-Man 4 is coming out after Doomsday at some point.
You sent me a trailer.
I didn't see no damn trailer. I sent you maybe the name or something.
It was open the door to MJ sitting there. It's like the train he couldn't stop.
Oh yeah. That with the Zendaya.
I was watching it. I'm just like, what is that?
Hulk smash. Dude, the people that put these things together, I'm like,
the Avengers kept showing up behind him and walking in. I'm like,
yeah.
Sorry. Anyways,
Captain America.
I think it's going to be another one of the dead end or just dead on arrival end credit scenes that will have no payoff in the end. Just like the end of Eternals. Just like we know what happened with Kang or the Council of Kang. Yeah, I mean, there's like probably
to me, they're still out there somewhere. They just need to be revisited.
Half a dozen or more end credit scenes that just disappeared.
All right, I'm going to give you a list here. You tell me if you care about any of these things, and then we'll move on to the DC.
Okay, I'm ready. Lightning round.
All right. Vision TV show.
Yes.
Avengers Secret Wars movie. I mean, I think for me, I got to find out.
Answer.
I got to know what happens with Doomsday first.
Okay, so the Secret Wars comic series, first off, insanely long.
Oh yeah, all of them are. Yeah,
you can get them. You can get the full omnibus of it on Amazon. Actually, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can read them on the Kindle app for free.
Oh, Emily
At
does.
least you used to be able to. And that story is absolutely phenomenal. The show, not as much. So that's when I'll wait and see how it does first.
I said probably watch it. That's what I wrote down. Blade movie.
Yes.
That's completely shelved. Yes. Okay. So yes means you want to watch it.
Yes, I want to see this happen. No is, dear God.
Okay. Shang-Chi 2.
No.
Armor Wars.
No.
You're friendly. Oh, that's already out. The Punisher TV show, but you didn't finish Daredevil. So
I do know Frank Castle comes back. At least I was told he makes an appearance. So I would love to see the Punisher.
At this point, he's made an appearance.
I would love to
I'll give
see
that.
another Punisher season or show come back in.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Punisher Reloaded.
Hey, man. Let's get some royalties for that.
I'd like to see Jessica Jones come back too.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, they've pretty much all but said they're bringing these people back in one way, except for Danny Rand.
I say Kristen Stewart. Kristen Ritter.
I
thought she was awesome in that position. I did read that the actor who played Danny Rand said he would like to come back. That he feels that
Loras Tyrell.
I guess the two big flaws, the two biggest flaws with that Iron Fist show was the writing, and everything I've read is that Danny Rand or whatever the actor's name is. Well, I didn't
remember. I just want to call him Loras Tyrell, because that's
that all of his karate moves or kung fu, whatever version he was doing, was like mediocre level. Like he's supposed to be a black belt or above, like god of karate, and he was just kind of like, meh.
All right. Did you watch it at all?
Yes.
You did watch it?
Yes.
Okay. I watched it as well. I will say that I could agree that the kung fu that he's supposed to be doing was not on even Cobra Kai level.
Slap fights, yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like he didn't use his powers, but then I also saw that for Daredevil, when they were talking about why didn't you see him use his power more and be in the costume more in the Netflix shows, they said there was a budgetary issue. So I don't know if they were some budget. The Netflix shows were handled by some other people, and I didn't agree with a lot of what was going on. I didn't even finish Punisher season 2 on it, but hopefully they can retool it, and I bring him back.
I would love
the guy do some training.
I liked him as an actor. I thought he did well in that character. That character didn't do well, if that makes sense. And it could have been the budgetary. I think it was also the script, like I said.
We can get some better writing on there for sure.
But
I like the people that other people were in the show.
Well, so my biggest issue with the writing, it felt so similar to Arrow that we had just gotten not long before, which is basically a retelling of Batman because the CW couldn't get the rights to Batman.
Yeah.
It felt way too similar, too close together. That rich guy ends up on an island, gets trained, comes back, takes over the company again. Where have we heard?
Yeah, they didn't have to do the island thing. I did like him running around barefooted at first, being kind of homeless in a way. But yeah, there was something. It was weird, but they could definitely retool it and I think repackage it and make it better.
Yeah, I would love to see Stephen Amell come back in some capacity.
Yeah, maybe he can just be Danny Rand.
There we go.
All right, so let's move on to the other half. We've talked about Marvel. Everybody knows about Marvel. We've heard to the ends of the earth about Marvel.
As far as Marvel, I mean, we've got currently, I think it's 36 movies out right now. By the end of 2025, we'll be looking at 38 in total. And then how many TV shows? I mean, I feel like, and I use this phrase a lot, we're oversaturated on this right now. And that's why they took such a big step back. And we only got one movie this year or last year. And
I don't know, I got a lot of free time, so I don't get too saturated.
Well,
oversaturated. Overall, Marvel, we're back at grade school. Or, I don't know, what do they call schools in other countries? I know, in Canada, you're in grade 10 or grade 5. University. The Ministry of Magic.
Ooh, okay.
Out of grade school grading systems without the curve, what do you give Marvel right now, beginning all the way to Captain America: Brave New World?
Wow.
What do you give it?
Can we go by marking period?
Okay, so all right, so we're in a new marking period. We're in this phase. I don't even know what fucking phase we're in. We're phase 22 or something. I don't even know.
I have it written down. Hold on.
Because they're all intermixed these days. I feel there's no clear line of what falls.
It looks like the multiverse saga ended or is ending phase. Ended phase 4. We are currently in phase 5.
But isn't there multiversal shit going on right now?
Yeah. Well, see that.
I feel like that's still the focal point.
But that phase, just like Thanos, that phase was supposed to end with Kang, and now I think they merged 4 and 5 to bring it around to Doom.
Okay, well, whatever that muddled thing is, give it a grade for me.
Okay, Iron Man all the way up through what was it? Captain America, Brave New World. I mean, the good outweighs some of the bad, but all in all, I would have to give it.
I mean, it's still piquing your interest a little bit. So.
I'd have to give it a B-. My interest.
I was gonna say B.
It's there, but it's not as I'm like when I would see a trailer, I would get so excited. Now it's just like, oh,
another Marvel thing.
Another one.
So what about the last year or so? Like the last year and a half? What do you give it?
Well, I mean that's not fair. We had Deadpool and Wolverine.
You got to include it. You got to.
The last year.
Go back to your arithmetic and do some medians.
Oh man, the last year it had to be a B as well because I would give.
I was gonna go C. I was gonna give it a C.
See, because I was gonna say I would give Captain America maybe a D plus, but I give Deadpool and Wolverine an A. But then Agatha Long definitely was an A. But
I'm giving it a C plus. That's where I'm going.
Oh man, okay.
C plus.
I'll sit in the C range. We'll go. It's just average right now. It's nothing to write home about.
Okay. Yeah, if this was all that we had, that we didn't get the previous Marvel stuff, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck. What are they doing here?
It's almost like the old Fantastic Four and Green Lantern. It's all those mediocre movies.
Which I kind of they have a place in my heart though. But
people don't murder me in the comments. I know Green Lantern was DC. I'm just making a point. Yeah, you said a C.
Yeah, I'll go with C plus.
All right. Now looking at just the old DCEU, what grade would you give that?
So we're talking Justice League. That's pretty much what it was. No, not the TV show. Well, they didn't really have TV shows that were connected. So
we're not talking like the who was it? Not Michael Bay, Christopher Nolan Batman's. No, we're talking like
just the DCEU.
Yes.
I gave it a C. Like overall, I give it a C because I liked the properties to a certain extent, but some of the sequels were not very good.
Yes. Okay. See, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Sometimes some recuts that were put out there, Snyder cuts were a little bit better. That made sense.
It may have been like 5 hours long, but it was still really
cool. You just watch it like it's up a couple episodes. I saw this thing where this guy said that his wife would not watch movies, so he took the Star Wars movies and out of his extra time he had, he cut them into like a TV show.
Who has that kind of time?
Hour-long episodes, and then
he got her to watch them?
Yeah, and then she said it was into it, and he's like, and she was mad when she found out that they were movies. And he just turned them into episodes for her. I don't know. I think it was Star Wars.
Where can I download those?
I don't know. So how about you? How do you feel about the Snyderverse, the DCEU? How did you feel about that? What grade would you give that?
I would give it a C as well. But that's just because I feel like it's the Snyder cut, really, that saved it. I didn't like Batman versus Superman. I'm one of the few people who didn't like Man of Steel that much. It was good. Don't get me wrong. But
I got you way wrong.
I felt the pacing was just horrible. It was so like jump.
I didn't know you went to film school.
Jump. What's that?
I didn't know you went to film school.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's like. Oh, the pacing. What do you even know about pacing?
I studied electronic media when I was at Kutztown for video editing and sound quality.
Oh, explains our quality here.
But only for one semester, and then I quit school, so I guess it doesn't count. But
did the credits transfer?
No. No. I just felt like it was too quick, too jumpy. Like it was hard to follow in places. Like. I understood what was going on, but it just felt very rushed. Like it could have been.
Do you think he was fast enough to save his father from that fucking tornado?
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's faster. Other people have seen him. I think, I don't know, there's a lot of shit flying around.
I have seen Smallville, where he was faster on foot when he couldn't fly. Okay. He could have made.
Would he become the Blur? Yeah. So let's look at the shows that are coming out, because we got a James Gunn. He's our new DC leader. Him and that Saffron.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy guru.
Yeah.
He made probably some of the most entertaining movies of the entire MCU.
Because the only thing we've gotten out so far that doesn't even matter to it is the Penguin TV show that I didn't watch.
It doesn't exist.
It's Superman TV show, which I don't watch. Joker, we both unfortunately watched. Oh my God.
Is the Batman canon?
No, they keep going back and forth on this, but as of right now, I'm understanding that it is not canon.
So Robert Pattinson is not the James Gunn Batman?
Correct.
Okay.
Unless he does some multiversal shit.
And gets, good.
Yeah.
I like that
I didn't like the Batman. Did you like the Batman? Because I couldn't stand that movie. I
liked the detective feel of it, but it didn't feel like a Batman movie at all.
Okay.
I don't care what kind of armor you're wearing. If you take a shotgun blast from 3 feet away to the chest, you're not getting back up for a while.
No. Even stuff like that when Iron Man was shot in the face with some...
Yeah.
He was like, oh shit, what the hell? Yeah, so nothing really is out except for Creature Commandos and partially of Peacemaker season 1.
Yeah, and Creature Commandos was one of the worst. No, I'm just kidding. It was an amazing show. Such a good show.
Without us even covering anything past, we're just going to say Peacemaker season 1 because I don't know what they're going to use and what they're not going to use, and Creature Commandos.
Well,
does that amp you up at all?
The only thing from Peacemaker season 1 is the ending where it shows the Justice League and
fucking fish.
Yeah, I mean everything else I thought was pretty much canon. Like Waller and all of them are still Waller.
Yeah, because we have a Waller TV show apparently coming out too. But like, I just don't know. Is he cutting out like the little fairy people, or is that
butterfly
included?
Things?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I don't know exactly if every single character is coming back. Now I know some of them are because they were in Creature Commandos. And obviously James Gunn's bringing his wife back. Do those titles and what you have seen of them, do they have you excited for the potential of the DCU moving forward?
Yes, and I mean, I'll just throw a disclaimer. If you want to hear more about what we think of this, go back. Last season 2, we did Run and Gun. Just a little tidbit on what we thought of the James Gunn DCU.
Yeah, more development since then, but yeah.
Much more, yeah. I am significantly more excited now than I was then. And it's not even...
We didn't have a Superman trailer then yet.
No. And it's not even one of those like, oh, well, he did Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, you can only beat that horse for so long before...
He did Slither, and that was enough for me.
Okay.
Okay, Slither's fucking dope.
But like... The Superman trailer. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I stopped it. They have a new one out I didn't watch either.
See, I only watched, it was like a 20-second...
Him and the dog's all I saw.
Yeah, him falling into the snow, coughing up blood, yelling for Crypto, and then Crypto's like jumping on him playfully, and it's actually hurting him. He's like, stop it, stop it.
It jumps to him in the city at some point, and I went, click.
I see. I never saw that. I just saw when he's like, Crypto, take me home. And Crypto licks him. He's like, take me home.
Because all the memes that were out there was like, he's yelling for the animal and it's a cat. And the cat just sits there instead. They just CGI'd a cat in there instead. Because, I mean, you don't have a cat, but I got 3 cats. I'll tell you what, that thing will stand 3 feet away from you. And Luna Bear will not come over here.
Oh, no, they'll wait till you die and then eat you. But no, I did see a brief piece where he was in the city and someone like threw a cup at his head. That was it.
Yeah, I think the public's mad.
I don't know. Other than that picture of him putting boots on, I know nothing else about it except that the suit looks different. He looks different. But I'm excited. I mean, I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I just didn't like the movies that much. I mean, I know it sounds counterproductive, but I think this guy's going to do a really good job. And
Born in Sweat, I saw him in 2 other movies.
Okay.
And he was good.
And I just think
he's a good actor.
That James Gunn knows how to pick writers, and
he's a good writer
he does a lot of it himself, right?
Yeah.
And his directing, I think it's going to pull it off, and not just Superman. I mean, I think whatever he pulls into the DCU, I'm hoping for Grant Gustin as Flash. I think it's going to get knocked out of the park. At least the first couple.
Okay, well, it's funny you mentioned that because Superman is the first movie to come out in the thing. July 11th is when that drops. I will be going to see Superman.
Well, I mean, if you can make a cartoon like Creature Commandos so enticing and almost addictive that I needed to see what was next.
And then you find out those actors are coming back in Peacemaker.
And it's a cartoon. There's a point watching it where, yeah, you know it's a cartoon, but you forget you're watching a cartoon. You're watching...
There's a lot of humanity in that cartoon, though.
Well, if he could put that much emotion and stuff into cartoon characters with very little facial expressions, what can he do with real people?
Right.
I think it's going to be a home run. Again, at least the first couple.
Okay. Because, all right, so we have Superman on July 11th. We get Peacemaker season 2 at some point. This says August. I'm not sure if that's...
I'm assuming
true or not.
John Cena coming back.
Yes,
okay.
It is John Cena. Like I said, there is a trailer that I didn't watch. It says Christopher is now a hero, and there's like a exploding car behind him and all the pictures I keep saying. And he's got like his thumb up or something. Then we get Supergirl. Are you excited for Supergirl at all? I mean, she's supposed to have this Superman's supposed to have a cameo of a shit ton. Nathan Fillion is Green Lantern.
With a really bad bowl cut, but I love Nathan Fillion, so I'll give that a solid shot. And I love Green Lantern.
Yeah. Well, and then they have the Lanterns TV show as well.
Yes.
I got a screenshot of the Friday Night Lights guy and some dude, Jon Stewart, next to him. But Nathan Fillion says he will be in that show at some point.
Okay.
How much? I have no idea.
Now, did they cast Supergirl yet?
Yeah, I think her name is Millie Alcock.
What's she from?
House of the Dragon. She plays the young Princess Targaryen lady.
Okay, she's a really, really young one, though, isn't she?
Yeah, well, I think that's good, though, because then she can, if it's successful, she has, a lot of time to be in some other sequels or whatever. Are you excited at the prospect of Bradley Cooper playing Jor-El?
Yes. I think Bradley Cooper is a phenomenal actor with a lot
Better
of
than
range.
Russell Crowe or Marlon Brando or all
No,
the other.
to both of those. However, I still think, I mean, for a new generation, I think, yeah,
I think Bradley Cooper's.
I think he'd
just
be a
as good of an actor.
solid. Well, no, he's a solid actor. I'm not saying he's better than the other two.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, I think for this new generation, this new reboot, I think he's a solid choice.
Okay.
I mean,
Right on.
and look at Rocket Raccoon. That's
Don't
all I
make me
got.
cry. Don't make me cry.
Oh no.
There's also a Clayface movie that just got announced September 11th next year. I don't know anything about this. Who's in it?
He was in Creature Commandos.
Right, but I can't remember who did the voice
I don't
for it.
remember.
So I don't know if this is going to be the same person. We also get a Sergeant Rock. The only thing we don't really know, and you asked about this before with the Batman, is when you're talking about the Batman dynamic duo, Brave and Bold, there's a cartoon and there's a TV show. We don't really know anything about Batman in this. Do you think they're going to leave Batman completely 100% out, or do you think they're going to at least name drop Batman? Because this is not an origin story for Superman. Because I'm pretty sure in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong out there, audience, I think Batman started his career before Superman, maybe?
I don't.
Or maybe they started in the same year. I don't know really in their actual continuity, because there's so many continuities, and I don't know, like in the original continuity, did they start at the same time?
All I know is they're almost.
I always thought Batman was a little bit older than Clark Kent.
They always seem like they're almost always the same age.
I thought he was just always like 5-10 years older or something.
But they can play it up how they want. Just because Superman, they can say, well, he doesn't age like we do.
Oh, they could.
But you're right. I want to say Batman was usually supposed to be older, but they always make him out to be around the same. Like them and Wonder Woman are like.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's like a half deity too, so
right.
She ages differently. Do you think they're going to name drop Wonder Woman or Aquaman or? I mean,
I don't know.
The fact that we're going to get so many people. I'm more interested actually, like who's actually going to be in this and who's going to be in Doomsday. Like because there's been so many back and forth about the Authority showing up.
We got a video of 47 chairs for Doomsday, and for this we have like 5
It's all rumors.
5 confirmed people. Like
yeah, and the rest is all rumors. Like, well, these people are going to be in it, and then they cut it. No, they are going to be in it, and I'm like, well, like I want to know.
Well, and they're bringing up some deeper cut characters too. Like at the Daily Planet, I mean, they have. I can't remember her last name. Cat.
Oh, Cat Grant.
Cat Grant. Thank you. From the comic books. The only time I've ever seen her that I can remember was in the Supergirl TV show.
Yeah, she might have been in Smallville for like an episode or something.
Okay, like a name drop type of thing.
Yeah. Even in the movies, I think that was Lana that showed up in the movies for a quick minute. It's so weird because it's like, I wonder if there's any issues. There shouldn't be with DC, but I know for Marvel, Vincent D'Onofrio said Kingpin will never be in a movie because of rights issues. He can only be in TV shows.
Really?
Yeah. So he'll never show up on screen. Like he's not in Doomsday. We know that for sure.
That sucks.
Like Vince, dude. Listen, Vanessa.
Could you see?
You and I are gonna go to a movie.
Could you see like him and Doom just mouth battling it out? Like,
dude, I'm loving this Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio being a little bit more off the chain, being a little bit more. I mean, yeah, in the original, he killed somebody with a car door, which was dope.
Yeah.
But
does the new Daredevil, does that spawn directly off of like Hawkeye, stuff like that?
That's all mentioned.
It is?
Yeah,
okay.
It's all mentioned.
So him getting shot in the face.
Yeah, they don't say it 100% specifically, but he mentions a vigilante.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, spoiler.
He mentions a vigilante, okay?
When he gets shot in the face.
Oh, yeah. Listen, people know. I mean, stuff's been around for us. We didn't do our spoiler warning. I apologize.
Now, I'm at a point where if you're listening to this, you know there's going to be spoilers. And the guy who always yelled at us for spoilers, he doesn't listen anymore because he got mad at spoilers. Because John dropped one a long time ago about a Wolverine comic that nobody in the world has read.
Oh, don't even remember. So there's that.
Yep.
There is some other ones. I'll just run through real quick. Tell me if you're excited or if you even know about these at all. And Creatures Commando season 2, I'm Jones for that.
Yes.
Whether the DCU
I want to know
at that
what
point
happens.
or not. Yeah. The Authority movie. These are all in development. There's only just a couple here.
You told me about that briefly before, but I honestly don't remember.
With Apollo and it was a Wildstorm comic book, I do believe, is the ones that owned it. And then DC bought Wildstorm and Image. So they merged the universes together. They did a whole Watchmen thing. They had where the Authority tries to kill Superman or something, and it's a whole thing.
See, to me, that's almost like the Eternals. It's something I've briefly heard of, but I knew nothing really about.
Yeah.
So, will I watch it? Sure.
It depends on how they're presented in the Superman movie to me, if they do show up and how they're done.
Okay, right.
Yeah. What about a Swamp Thing movie?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. I hope they do it as seriously. Now, my buddy, shout out to you, Ryan, out there in Arizona. I know you love Swamp Thing. He loves those movies. Me, I didn't watch the show that they had a couple years ago or a year ago, whatever it was. But
I didn't watch the show, but I used to watch the old movies. There was an old show.
I mean, they're cool. They're cheesy and funny in their own way. But I want a Swamp Thing that is part of, the Sandman. Like he's an eternal force of nature. Like he's like, that's what I want. What about Teen Titans?
That one definitely depends on, I think, who's casting it.
I think they should bring the people from the TV show that was I thought was really cool. Just make them more cinematic, and
that would be good.
That was a cool TV show.
The dude who played Jason Todd in that, Jason Todd, the Robin, not Nightwing. I thought he was a fantastic actor in that show. I thought he just, everything about him, his pettiness to his anger, like he was just so well rounded. I would love to see. It was
how the character was in the comics.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I mean. You can tell he probably did his research. I'd love to see them come back. And we would get Alan Richson. Rickman. Richson in as Hawk.
And Dove. And you get Minka Kelly, another Friday Night Lights thing. Maybe she can run into the Green Lantern dude and be like, oh, you look interesting.
Oh, see,
I know you.
I would love little...
Weren't you my dad?
Little tidbits like that. That's just like the chick who played Raven. I loved her in it, but I would like to see...
Oh, that lady's doing their life these days.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, we'll go look into that.
But I would really like to see Jenna Ortega play Raven. I don't know why. I just feel like seeing her as...
Because she has that
seeing her as Wednesday,
about her.
I feel like she would pull off a really good, just dark Raven.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that she's going to, just like Aubrey Plaza, get pigeonholed in certain roles. I'm looking forward to that Unicorn movie, so hopefully it changes. What about Bane/Deathstroke? I didn't know about this one till today. Why are they making a Bane/Deathstroke movie? I don't know. I'm not interested in that whatsoever at this point, anyway.
I like both characters, but I don't really feel like they go together.
Yeah, I don't know. What about the Paradise Lost Wonder Woman show we talked about?
No.
Very briefly. No, still don't care about it. Booster Gold.
It might as well be a Xena Warrior Princess at that point.
Yeah.
Booster Gold.
I think it's kind of like a Wonder Man. I'm curious.
Yeah, I would definitely watch that one.
And Blue Beetle gets an animated series, so I don't know if it's going to be the Cobra Kai guy or not. And that's all I have for DC.
I didn't like that movie. I didn't like the Blue Beetle movie.
I didn't watch it yet. It's on my list.
I mean, it was there. It was a popcorn movie, but it just felt overly cheap.
Was it better than Venom?
I would say it was better than the last Venom. What was it? The Last Dance? Yeah, I would put it higher than that, ironically. So the only real thing I have is, I guess we have confirmed, we got, was it Nicholas Hoult coming as Lex Luthor for the Superman movie?
Yeah.
We have Rachel, was it Brosnahan as Lois Lane?
Please. What the hell did you just call her?
Rachel Brosnahan. Brosnahan.
It's just Brosnan.
Nope, it's Brosnahan.
I don't care how it's spelled.
I mean, so we got some names coming in that, like, at first glance, you're going to think, oh, I don't know who these people are. But, like, Nicholas Hoult, he played Beast. He played in The Menu.
He played in that really horrible vampire movie that came out this year.
He
Nosferatu.
You love that movie, don't you?
No, I don't like that movie at all. I'll just watch Bram Stoker's Dracula.
You
so
bring
much better.
that up negatively about as much as I bring up The Old Guard positively.
It's a very recent movie, okay?
But yeah, I mean, so from what I have here, it looks like Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El or Supergirl. It looks like it's slated.
Kara.
No, that's Kara.
It's Kara.
It's Kara. It's slated for June of next year. So
yeah, 2026.
Just looking at some of these dates, like Superman is July of this year.
I think they tried to not push too much out because they didn't want it to, like you said, oversaturate. If it bombs, they didn't want to have a bunch of shit already ready to go.
It looks to me, looking at some of the dates, like they're going to pull essentially what Marvel did in the beginning. Here's a movie. A year or two later. Here's a movie or two. Wait another year. here's a movie.
Here's a cartoon to watch in the middle.
And they're going to link them together. And I think that that's the right way to do it. You don't want...
So in 10 years, 15 years, we'll be talking about the DC is too saturated.
There was one year where, no joke, we had like 6 Marvel movies, like 3 TV shows.
That was around the WandaVision time. It was everywhere.
We had WandaVision, we had Loki, and there was one other one. Hawkeye came out that same year.
Yeah, around the holidays, yeah.
And I still stand by it. Loki is probably the best of those, but...
Pretty good.
My point is, it was so much. Like, I remember...
We also had a Guardians of the Galaxy that year.
Well, I remember...
And a Miss Marvel.
I literally had
around that time.
I had a spreadsheet on Google Docs that I go to once a week to mark off when I watched what show, because there's so many things I had to follow. And obviously, I watch more than just those. I have other shows, and, I would... Yeah, in 10, 15 years, I would like to say, oh, man, they oversaturated it. But in a good way.
Did you watch Booster Gold 2? Did you even see it yet? No, man. I still didn't finish
Booster Gold, Brave New World. I'd like to be able to say that in a positive light, like we do with Marvel. Yeah, Marvel, they definitely had some downtime, like downward turning years.
I think they're going to turn up, though.
Look at them as a whole. Like we said, C, even B-ish. They are still they're a unit, dude. Like, you can't match that massive universe of movies.
No, I was thinking about something today. I'll pause this question. Yeah, I don't think about much. I just stand there and sit there and do nothing. A lot of people kind of have their property. They're a Star Wars person or a Star Trek person, Lord of the Rings person. I'm starting to think there's probably MCU. Like some people, I talked to my buddy a long ago and he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of an MCU guy." Like that's their thing. My other question is the excitement level that you have for DCU in the next year-ish, so half year, whatever. What's your grade for that? Your excitement level?
Because like how we did for upcoming Marvel. For DCU?
Yeah, I'm going to give myself a B.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid B because there's some that I'm really excited for, but then there's others that they're going to be a touch and go. They're going to be... Well, not even... Oh, I don't know who's going to be in it. Like what'd you call it? The
Authority?
Yeah, like I don't know anything about this. And
so it's hard to be excited about that you have no idea.
And it's one of those things of like, do I want to go Google it? Do I want to go down the wiki hole and learn about it and get excited? Or do I just want to wait and see what it's about? Kind of like the Eternals. I didn't think that was a horrible movie. I just thought it came out at a really bad time.
The world wasn't ready for Eternals.
Yeah.
They just weren't ready. Yeah, when we talk about the Eternals, what's going to happen with Jon Snow's character of the Black Knight?
Seriously.
Like, is he ever coming back? Is he in Doomsday? I'm hoping Doomsday.
Nope, that is another one of those dead end credits.
Probably.
Scenes.
I don't really want them to reboot everything from scratch, but I hope at the end of Doomsday in Secret Wars, when all the fucking dust settles, I want there to be one established thing. This is what the MCU is.
The soft reboot that I've talked about.
I just need some more pruning.
Like I feel...
I don't want to erase people's histories. I just want it... But if you start mismatching, if we end up with Battle World or whatever, or God Doom, like it's...
Okay, you got your purists, but then you've got your we have to move on. And the perfect example of that, and I hate saying it because I'm guilty of it too. I mean, the perfect example, go back and you look at Steve Rogers and then Sam Wilson. I don't like Sam Wilson as Captain America. Did he do bad? No, not at all. But it's one of those #NotMyCap that I just have a hard time seeing
Anthony Mackie.
That's it. I have a hard time seeing him as Captain America. But on the flip side, as much as I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, let the poor man rest. He's going to be doing this till he's 90. Yeah, we know. And that's a problem because...
I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine too, but it the fact that we know he's going to be around for another 10 years and no knock against Jackman at all. I mean, Wolverine's my favorite comic book character of all time. But it kind of sucks that we're not going to get another version of Wolverine.
There's a point where
until like 30 years from now,
pass the mantle.
Yeah,
and just like
I'd like to see another take on him.
Well, look at Charles Xavier. James McAvoy did an amazing job at picking up that mantle.
He did a good job.
It could have been better, in my opinion. Yes, but of all the choices we could have had, I think he did great. I think Michael Fassbender knocked Magneto out of the park. I think he was the perfect choice for that.
I could see Fassbender turning into McKellen, where I don't know if I could see McAvoy turning into Stewart.
Okay, yeah.
But it is what it is. I suspend my animation because it's...
Your animation?
I suspend my imagination because it's a comic book movie.
It's a different universe. Yeah, we know.
It technically was a different universe, so I was right. Is there anything else you would like to cover on this before we sew it up?
Of the MCU or the DCU, where would you want to see Adam Sandler?
I know you're going to ask this question. I thought about the last 30 seconds.
I think it's like 30 minutes.
I think Adam Sandler should just, in both universes, do a Bruce Campbell street vendor type guy where he just kind of shows up on and off to be like a different character every time you see him, but it's still almost the same character. Like he's an anchor point somewhere. But it's like
they do that with like how
he could be like the new Stan Lee and just kind of just show up everywhere, even though he has absolutely nothing to do with either of the universes.
See, I want to see him in the Green Lanterns or the Lantern Corps show, whatever it is. I want to see him as the alien that dies in the beginning. If they do an origin for how.
Oh, the one that gives the ring.
Just imagine him be like, oh, it hurts. It hurts
so bad.
Oh my God, it hurts so bad. You gotta put this ring on. You gotta take the ring.
They have like 8 false deaths.
Oh, like in The Princess Bride. Oh, yeah.
No, I've got nothing more to really talk about. My excitement level is there. It's just not off the chart like I wish it was. But hey, closer to the time, we'll get more information. Maybe it's going to change.
Well, when we do our Days of Future Geeks 3 next January, when that drops, we will definitely briefly go over were we right or wrong, because a good bit of this stuff's going to be out by then.
Right.
So we'll see where it's at in January. We'll be like, man, that DC, shit, that's amazing. Or, ooh, maybe they should just pull the plug now.
We'll have to call it State of the Universe 2.
No, I just meant like when we go through all the properties that are going to come out in 2026, we'll be like, well, so Supergirl's supposed to still maybe come out?
When we do our Days of Future Geek 3,
we'll see if Blade's actually going to happen.
So much more information.
Let's just not make Blade. Let's just ignore Blade. Let's just let Wesley Snipes be Blade.
There's only ever been one Blade.
One motherfucking Blade, and that's it. Just one. Me.
Retarded.
What you mean, these people? Me people? You people?
All right, well, if there's nothing else to go on, I'm going to have to say that it's time to go ahead and wrap this up. We had a lot of fun. This is a short episode, which, by the way, we're going to shoot for more often.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to us that long.
Nobody wants 3-hour episodes, apparently. So if you enjoy what you're hearing, please jump over to our social medias. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check them out.
And before, just real quick here, shout out to all the people on X of all social media platforms that liked a couple of our posts. And thank you very much for doing what I've asked you to do and interact.
Dude,
I appreciate it.
Any interaction is exciting. We had 2 comments on our last episode that dropped. Well, a couple ago now. When we're recording versus when this releases, it's not the last. It's a while back now. But the Rohirrim,
right now, then or here now. Don't ever show that to me again.
Okay,
Spaceballs.
Yeah, I know. Okay. No, so the War of the Rohirrim, we had Eric. He jumped in, had a few comments for us, answered a few questions that we had. I was really excited to get the reply, just because we don't get to do that often. So please, if you have anything you want to say or any comments, throw them out there. Let us know what you're thinking. What are you excited for? What did we say that you completely disagree with? Maybe you absolutely loved Eternals and hated Wolverine. I don't know. Let us know what you think.
There's a lot of people out there that actually did not like Deadpool and Wolverine.
I did hear that.
Surprisingly.
They said it was all fan favor or whatever it's called, fan service. But yeah, jump over our socials, drop a line, hit a like, subscribe, do all that stuff.
Smash that button.
And if you really like what you're hearing, please jump on over to patreon.com/treeofgeek. And for $5 a month, you can follow our awesome Patreon. That's right. I said awesome. Where you can get some behind the scenes photos, a little bit of information ahead of the game, as well as the ability to vote on upcoming polls, as well as episode ideas. You can get directly in touch with us through the chat. And of course, exclusive Patreon content. We may or may not have a video up there that you should go check out.
You mean the one that we're going to record right after this?
Yes, but it'll be up way before this episode airs, so it's okay to say it like that.
You're damn right.
So yeah,
Back
go check
in
it out.
time.
It's $5 a month, and for a very limited time, if you subscribe, you will get a Tree of Geek tumbler courtesy of the Maker Station LLC, and we will throw your username on it. We'll throw your pet's name, whatever you want
D's
on
nuts, whatever you want. When is the limited time offer over?
It is ending very soon, actually. Just for the record, it is ending. I gotta check the
I
calendar.
mean, you know those people. I don't know these people, so
I gotta check on when this airs, but I believe it's the end of July 2025. So if you want your free tumbler, get in there, get in on our subscription, and yeah, touch base with us. I mean, heck, do you have an idea?
Now, if they touch base, is it like a new baseball rule where you can't tag them a certain way or something?
Right, but if they step off, we can punch them out. I mean, tag them out.
Sweet.
But no, if you have ideas for a future episode, let us know. We're more than excited to jump on that bandwagon. Who knows? Maybe it could be our next big hit. Maybe it could be a flop like certain other episodes. But that's all I've got. So from the Tree of Geek, this is Josh just saying have a good one, and I can't wait to see you again soon.
This is the H train, ready to put it back in the station and to remind you, be kind.
Rewind.
Never watched it, actually. A jugga. Rotten Tomatoes. I am DB, not BD, DB. I can say sadomasochism, apparently fine. Say apparently twice.